You remember him from his dominance here in Tampa at Jesuit High School, and now rocking the Florida State cap on the program. My guy, Wes Mendes. What's going on, brother? How are you?
How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good over here in Tallahassee.
I know we miss you, bro. We miss you. Know what's so
Yes,
funny?
sir.
I had Miguel on Monday. I had Paulie Russo on yesterday, and I went to the TC game last night. And we were up in the press box after the game, and they go, "Yeah, we were throwing this pitch, and Wes Mendes hit a ball that still hasn't hit the ground yet." and then when I got the email that you were coming on, I was like, "Bro, it's so crazy. We were just talking about you last night." Thank you so much for joining us, man. I really
Yeah, for
appreciate
sure.
it.
Thank you for having me.
Um, Bro, it was so crazy. So I'm talking to Paulie, and Miguel texts me, and he goes, "Check this out." And we're looking at the starting rotation, and I'm like, yeah, so that guy at Jesuit, so that guy at Jesuit, so that guy at Jesuit, John Abraham's going to be in the mix. I'm like, I don't know if we've ever seen that from a big time, maybe for like a smaller college where you get a lot of the kids from the same area, but it's Florida State. We're talking Noles baseball here, baby. All the guys in the starting rotation, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Jamie, Joey, and Wes. Like, how cool is that to be a part of a rotation filled with Tigers, now Noles?
It's really awesome. Jamie, he's been awesome. Obviously, Joey and John, and even Noah too. Like, it's really
Yeah.
cool. Like five guys from the same high school making to a program like this. It's unheard of, honestly. So it really is. It's a testament to how good of a job Coach Menendez does. Obviously, over there, how good of a baseball place Tampa is in general. Honestly, like it's a pretty big hotspot over there. It's really really cool. It really helps like getting adjusted, honestly, like having those other guys that you know from Tampa and just other guys that you know from baseball in general. Just it helps you get adjusted to the new school quicker. It just helps in every way. It's awesome. It really is cool.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, if you've never been to a game at Jesuit, you just have to go, right? And then when you
For
go to the
sure.
game, right? Like, I mean, there's
Yeah.
games there are better than some minor league complexes that
Yeah.
I've been to over the years. And obviously, that Tampa Catholic Jesuit rivalry. I mean, that like that's got like a life into its own, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's crazy over there. It really is. That place is just it's baseball, baseball, baseball over there. Like any workout place you go to, there's pros everywhere. Like it's just a baseball hotspot in Tampa, and that Jesuit TC rivalry. It's awesome. I never lost to TC personally myself.
Wow,
So I
that's
mean,
big,
that was
Wes.
never
That's
much of a
big.
rivalry when I was there. But maybe we'll get back to that. Hopefully not one day. But
It's funny because years ago, one of the better Jesuit teams, and this was almost like a decade ago, and I think they lost both. They might have won states of the year, but they lost both games with TC. Or I might be wrong, but there's just some of those games you just throw the records out the window, and like you got to bring it because it
yeah,
doesn't matter
definitely.
because there's people that have been that played for Jesuit 30 years ago that are like, if you're gonna win 2 games this year, you got to beat Tampa Catholic. Um,
Yeah, no doubt.
tell me about your transition, Wes, there to Tallahassee and everything, and just your mindset going into this season as you get ready for a big year with the Seminoles.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing's guaranteed. So obviously, you just take it one start at a time, one step at a time. It'll be cool being able to come back to Tampa this next week, going playing at UCF. I mean USF. It'll be really cool to come back home, see a lot of the guys. But yeah, for sure. It's a really easy transition here. The coaches, they make it really easy. They're really good at communicating, really good talking to you, relating to one another. Jamie's been a huge help in that part, just because I've been really close to Jamie ever since high school. We're roommates here, so he's been probably the biggest help for me of everyone, just because coming up the year he had last year, and it's just he's an easy guy to look up to and kind of just follow and kind of like learn from him. You just get bits and pieces of routines that he does, just like the way he thinks into the game and just all kinds of things like that. So it's really been an easy transition. It's really, really awesome over here. I love every second of it. It's nice to be back in Florida after a year hiatus.
I hear you. Well, make sure you tell Jamie I said hello for sure. What do you see from him? Because kind of go into a little bit more about the preparation side, West, because you see this as much as I do, mock drafts and all these things, and it's Jamie Arnold this, Jamie Arnold
For
that.
sure.
But when I watch everything that I see and talk to the people that I talk to, it's like, yeah, he's not worried about that kind of stuff. He's just focused on working hard and doing things the right way and the preparation. Speak to that with a guy that you're a roommate with.
Yeah, for sure. It goes to what I said. Nothing's ever guaranteed, and he knows that. And he's the last guy that like you would never even know he is what he is from the way that he acts. he's so down to earth. He's humble. He's awesome. And the preparation, like he does like these kind of like workouts or like kind of like activation stuff before
Mhm.
like coming up like the week ahead. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all that stuff. So I kind of get in the weight room with him like before we go throw or before bullpen or before his start day or something like that. Kind of just like go through like a hip mobility, shoulder mobility, kind of activation stuff like that goes into that. And then even like the recovery aspect of it too, the arm care, the tubs, back and forth hot tubs, just everything. It's awesome just to like see even the mindset stuff too. Like we watch a lot of we did some Brian Kane. We watched some Brian Kane stuff. So it's like a lot of mentality stuff,
Mhm. Yeah.
like mindset, stuff like that, taking notes, writing down journals about execution, stuff like that. So yeah, it's really cool over here.
I love that. Did you guys do that? Is that something that was started at Florida State? Did you guys start that at Jesuit? Is that something you guys do in the off season? Like, how did that whole mindset and like preparation and also on the backside?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we did like Jesuit, we would have like some speakers come in and talk to us at certain times, and we would have like book clubs and stuff like that as captains at Jesuit. So like Miguel did, he always like kind of implemented that as like in most high schools, you definitely like don't get anywhere near that. So it really is, it is crazy to think about how Miguel started that. And then as you get into college, it kind of just gets next, like you go to the next level. You kind of just go more advanced and kind of like start journaling stuff. Like I never really journaled or anything like read books. Like I read a couple books, but I wouldn't really like dive into like mental books, stuff like that. Like the Mental ABCs of Pitching is a
Mhm.
great book that I got that I think has been a huge help, honestly, for me. Just
Yeah.
like you go chapter by chapter and it kind of just talks about all the different things of pitching, like execution, mentality, just everything, honestly. So that's
Yeah,
been a
the
great, it's been a huge
mentality
help.
part about it is so key because even
Yeah,
if you
it's
give up a
huge.
hit, you got to be able to snap, release, you got to
Exactly.
get back at it. What's kind of the goal for you guys? Like, what is the conversation as we get closer and closer to the regular season now? Do you guys set goals? And maybe not. I don't want to talk individual. I'm talking about the team because we're looking at the Noles and obviously one of the
Yeah.
better programs in the country. And you obviously don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves and like, yeah, we're talking about Omaha now. But like, what's kind of the daily focus, the process that you guys think is going to lead you guys to uh, productive results as the year goes on?
Oh yeah, for sure. Obviously, we're always thinking about Omaha. Like I'm in the trophy room right
Yeah.
now. I got all the trophies. We only got one missing, and that's the national championship trophy. So Coach
Mhm.
talks about that all the time, of course, and that's obviously always on our minds. But it's really just taking it one day at a time, one step at a time. You can't really get too far ahead. So it's just we have our weekly plan, so you just got to go through that every day. It's not really about too much like thought really right now. It's just doing, honestly. You just go, you do your preparation, and you're just ready for the game. You don't want to have to think when you get to that point. So yeah.
Are you gonna get a chance to swing it at all?
No, no, I'm done. I stopped swinging. I stopped swinging last year at Ole Miss.
Ah, man, it's
I
so funny
know,
because,
I
bro,
know. I miss it.
you hit a ball one time at Jesuit when I went there, and I swear, Wes, I don't know if I've seen a ball disappear and become a little speck into the night. I think you almost hit it to Raymond James Stadium. You hit the thing so darn far. So yeah, but I mean, that's kind of
I
the
miss
thing,
it. I
right?
miss it for sure.
When you get to that level, right? You have
Yeah.
to make and all the preparation. What goes into that decision though? Because I know it's if you had your chance, you probably want to hit, but you understand that sometimes one starts kind of leaning in the direction of
Yeah,
like,
for
hey,
sure.
this is probably where my future is going to be.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out last year at Ole Miss. I tried it out in the fall. I was two wing, and I did all right. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible, but I kind of just figured I knew I wasn't probably going to break the lineup that year as a
Right.
freshman, and I knew I had a pretty good chance. Like I had a chance to be a weekend guy last year, but I got a good amount of innings last year, so I kind of just figured like it's rather than trying to do both, just focus on one and just excel at that. Honestly, is what I hope to do.
What
So
is
that was the thought process.
yeah, it makes a lot of sense. What is your message to not just Knowles fans, but your Jesuit friends and all your Tampa people that love you and that support you back here in the 813?
No, yeah, I love them too, and I thank everyone for everything they've done to me to get to this point, and for the continuous support and just everything that everyone's been there for me and done everything for me. Miguel, he's been awesome. He's still communicating with me, Jamie, and Joey throughout this whole thing, just giving us congrats, telling us he's watching us, just being there for us all times. And it's great to know that I always have people like that to come back to, no matter what happens.
Yeah, we just saw that. Was it Caden Wechter? I think committed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's coming. He's coming to FSU now too. And my brother's still a Jesuit, so he's friends with a lot of those guys. So I'm pretty close to a lot of those guys still Jesuit.
Well, as you know, Wes, and you could see it right up here, buddy. I got the
Yes,
Jesuit.
sir.
You know, I keep it far away from the TC thing. You know,
yeah,
me,
it's good not to put them too close.
You can't, because somehow they would bash into each other.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Wes, I'll actually be there next Tuesday night, so I'll definitely come by and say hello to you
awesome.
and the guys. I'm so freaking proud of you, man. You are one of those guys, you as well as the other fellas, that represent our area to a T with class and dignity. And even if people aren't Florida State fans, they are Noles fans when you guys are on the mound. So continue the great work. I appreciate your time today. You are crushing it. And yeah, kick some ass, man. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on here. Appreciate it.
Talk soon, Wes. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir.